Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of chakraboosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And as you know, I love to play with different things on this channel, and I relate most of them back to the chakras, whether it's astrology or numerology. Well, today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite things, goddess cards, goddess cards. These are the goddess guidance cards, oracle cards from Doreen Virtue. And I put that right up there because I know if I didn't, many of you might ask me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reading for the week, and we're going to look at 3 cards. The first card is going to be for the first half of the week. The second card is going to be for the second half of the week. And then I'm going to look at a third card for our transformation. This third card I'll use it to connect what these 2 parts of the week can bring for us. And it'll be about the transformation or learning or what we can take away for the week. Okay, so this is for this week. I'm playing with this one, which is the week of Monday, the 25th. Of November and 2019, right? And I'm going to draw our first card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick split. Boop, boop. I split it in half. Then I'm going to do 3 shuffles. So this will be sort of the way that I go about it, right? 3 shuffles. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. And then we're just going to take, I already split it, okay? We'll split it again. We'll split it again for the whole group. Okay, and then we're going to take, the first one is going to go down over here. It's going to be for this first half of the week. The second one is going to be for the second half of the week. And the last one, this one, is going to be for our transformation, or what these 2 parts of the week have to bring us. So the first one is, we're looking at blossoming. Arikura, okay? Now, Arikura is kind of an obscure goddess. I'm not too familiar with her. It talks about you are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. Sort of a good one for the beginning of the week, right? You're just getting started. Additionally, we also know that we have this Jupiter energy that's in the idea and planning stage right now. So I think even Era, it has the name, I'll bring this right up here so you can see how beautiful these cards are. Arikura. Era is air, and you can see that she's up in the ethers, and she's blossoming from a flower, but she has white, like the spiritual. And this really still fits in with the Jupiter has now left the galactic center, depending on who you talk to and depending on what degrees you're measuring. But Jupiter is still this incredibly auspicious, crown-like, God-conscious planet that is affecting us this week. And it's in the idea, the planning, or the beginning stages, not even the planning, just the idea and inspiration, the beginning of the blossom. Because remember, the crown is the lotus. The crown is the 1,000-petal lotus. So we are in the Jupiter lotus energy right now, but Jupiter is moving toward Capricorn, and is going to go into Capricorn by next week. So this week we are in the blossoming stage. So what I'm seeing is like a tiny little bird's eggs, like in your hands, little bird's eggs. Be very gentle with your ideas and your inspirations this week. In order for them to blossom, we need to be gentle with them. So be very gentle. And I don't mean ignore them, no. Give them lots of attention. Let your own heart warmth be the incubator that would get that egg to hatch, right? But do be aware, we're in this gentle little idea stage. And there's this huge inspiration coming from Jupiter energy right now. So be in that. Just be in that, especially in the first half of the week. Our second card that we pulled is Sedna. Every time I look at it, I want to put an O in there and see Sedona. another fitting one. And maybe the goddess cards are just super like upper chakra beautiful because we're in purple now. White and purple are the colors of the crown. Jupiter is the crown chakra. Jupiter is like this big planet right now. And if you can look and see on my finger, I've got an amethyst ring on my finger that matches the card too. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So there's infinite supply. So where this is coming from, I think, in terms of blossoming is if an idea or if something, if it feels like it's going to take too much resources. That's what I immediately saw from my guides. Like sometimes we think, okay, I want to birth this idea now, but it's going to take too much resources. And so I'm afraid to invest. So this card from Sedna is saying, invest. Invest. You have infinite supply. And what's interesting within the infinite supply, in this physical world, we have the infinite supply of the cosmos and of God and of consciousness coming in and always infusing us. At the same time, we do have this world that's 3D, right? That things die and they get born and die off. And we have these different cycles. That's the word I'm looking for. Because of that, this week, you can take this concept of energetically, through God consciousness, if something dies, it's always reborn, including us, right? So physically, it might look like it dies, but there's really an infinite supply. So be in trust as you're blossoming these ideas that Arikura wants you to blossom. Be in this idea of, I can invest in myself. I can invest in my Jupiterian ideas. I can, what else are they showing me? They're also just showing me celebration. Blossoming is to celebrate what has already arrived as well. Like what has already arrived, that you can be in celebration in the first part of the week. You could be really, holding and celebrating ideas that you want to bring to fruition, or you could literally be celebrating too. And both of that lead to the idea of knowing that you have infinite supply. It's unending. There is this cosmic energy, and that even though in the physical world it might look like, I've only got so much money in the bank, I've only got so much room in my garden, there's actually when we think of the whole death and rebirth cycles, there's so much more. So do not be in fear. Do not be looking at a death cycle unless you're looking at it to literally see and feel the rebirth in it. So what ideas want to be born and what things you've already done want to be celebrated. And I think I saw this celebrated because when you celebrate what you've already done, it gives you confidence to do more. And so it'll give you confidence that you aren't going to drop these little eggs, that you're going to give them enough love and they're going to hatch and you're going to grow up the little chickies or the little birds that are in them. Can you feel that? So if you're feeling at all constricted, get into your gentle heart and know that you can celebrate things you've already done to have more confidence to blossom the really important, I might remind you of, important Jupiterian ideas that are flowing through you right now and asking to be birthed. So our final card, this is so perfect. I love it. I love how the cards work and the goddesses. Our final card is Mother Earth. So the energy I was telling you about, it's Mawu. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. Now, environmentalism really, when boiled down, is just loving the earth. So let's take this card, this Mawu card, as meaning loving Mother Earth is the transformation or lesson we're moving through this week, which is interesting because, like I said, we're starting with Jupiter right now. Jupiter is the God consciousness, and by early next week, the end of December 2, by the evening, it's like 11 p.m. or something in the evening, on December 2 in Pacific time, Jupiter, God consciousness, comes into the earth, Capricorn, this earth energy, very, very earthy energy. So it really fits. It really all fits. So how can you practice your environmentalism in even a wider way of loving the earth, like even just be in appreciation of her beauty. Because sometimes people I've seen can practice environmentalism and they get mental about it, and you're not feeling the heart energy of even loving the earth. And our heart energy, especially as a tribe, can go so far when we're loving Mother Earth. So the lesson through the blossoming, the blossoming and nurturing, and then moving into an awareness of infinite supply, still brings us back to the idea that I said before, which is on this earth, even though we do have infinite supply, right? We need to nurture everything that we, every garden. Like, you know, every garden that we have, it then mulches and everything becomes fertilizer. So there really is an infinite supply, but at the same time, we live in a 3D world to understand the finite. We are infinite beings that come here to experience the finite. Otherwise, we'd never experience it. And once we experience it, everything's more precious. Once you experience losing a loved one, life itself versus death, life becomes more precious. Once you love and lose a love, maybe not to death, but even just a breakup, love is more precious. Your heart energy is more precious. So you can see limit lets us feel into the preciousness. We have the unlimited energy of Jupiter coming down into the earth this week. So I think we're right in line with these cards. And thank you for being on this video with me so that you could help me pick the energies of these cards, and let me know if you enjoy this, and do see the energy forecast if you haven't yet. There's lots to take advantage because I go all the way through December with that reading, and I give very specific dates. This was fun. I love sharing my goddess cards. If you enjoy it, let me know, and I'll do it on a weekly basis, and we'll have fun with this. Until then, I'm sending you so much love.